Hello, thank you for joining us at Pro Health Share, where you can learn healthy lifestyle intelligence from professionals in health so you can become the healthiest and happiest you. Have you ever been curious with the craze around the country lately about hemp, CBD oil, or even THC? Ever tried to research and figure out which products might be of high quality and which may not? Have you ever been curious, is there truly a benefit in our bodies and our systems with these type of products? But what might be the cons? If you've ever been interested or asked yourself those questions, I'm really excited to introduce my next guest. Joe Messino is a certified nutritionist with 20 years in the professional healthcare and nutritional supplement market. He spent 8 years as the director for Douglas Labs and 2 years with physician-recommended nutraceuticals in conjunction with the Rothman Institute in Philadelphia. There, he introduced nutritional alternatives to drug therapy in the orthopedic industry. Joe continued his educational success for 8 years as the director for Food Science Corp in Da Vinci Labs, where he assisted physicians and veterinarians with nutritional education and products. He also worked with the Nutritional Frontiers as a nutritional educator. And furthermore, Joe saw the importance of hormones, the role they play in health, and implemented an educational program for hormone optimization and disease prevention. Recently, with the rise of hemp oil and the cannabinoid industry, he has been sought out for research, counsel, and education. He saw a need to provide knowledge and guidance to help people understand the difference, but also the benefits of a high-quality product versus the mass-produced. This led him to Messino Holistics, a family-owned educational distributor for providers who want to offer integrative health, beauty, and wellness. Messino Holistics embraces a harmonious balance in the body and emphasizes the synergistic connection of mind, body, and spirit. You can also find Joe on his YouTube channel with his granddaughter and recently highlighted on KDKA TV, CBS Pittsburgh, called Cooking with Papa. Joe!
Hey, Julie.
Hello. How are you?
Great, good.
Good. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to have my funky cold Joe Messina. Oh, I'm so excited.
We've been talking about this for so long. I'm glad we could finally get it going.
I know. Well, you're on the East Coast, I'm on the West Coast, and been able to connect ever so often here and there. And so thank you so much. I'm really excited to share and have you share actually a lot of the information that you've been doing so far, and all of your education and knowledge, and especially when it comes to this new craze, right? This new information. Is it a fad? Is it not? Really, what is it? What's going on? So, really, would you, tell the viewers about really what you have? We've talked a little bit about CBD versus hemp oil versus THC. What might be some of the differences and, between those, but also the product that you've been researching and dealing with for a while?
Sure. Well, this started a few years ago. A couple of years ago, there was a law passed by Congress. It's the 2014 Agricultural Farm Act. Mm-hmm. And in that act, specifically Section 7606 dealt with industrial hemp. Because, we were, on the cusp of all this medical marijuana stuff, and state by state, everybody's starting to pass medical marijuana laws and acceptance. And, very few states do the recreational marijuana, have that legal yet. There's a few. Right. But there's quite a few. There's about 28, 29 states that do medical marijuana right now. Mm-hmm. So that started this whole thing. And then, of course, with the 2014 Farm Act, then we were able to take something like industrial hemp and start extracting components from it to use it as a dietary supplement. So that's what started everything, because in the body, we have a system called the endocannabinoid system. These are receptor sites in our body that provide, charges like enzymatic charges, neurotransmitter charges. There's receptor sites all through the brain, the central nervous system, the whole endocrine system. Mm-hmm. So this system of the body can be fortified by something called a phytocannabinoid. Okay, so we take a plant-based product that has the same chemical compounds that's endogenous to our body. Okay, so endocannabinoid stands for endo for endogenous or within our body. Okay, a phytocannabinoid is a plant-based product or substance that can mimic what's going on in the body and reinforce it, and fortify it. Let's give you a great example. Let me give you a great example. Um, in the hormone optimization arena, okay, we know that you have synthetic hormones and you have bioidentical hormones, but you also have phytocannabinoids, but phytoconstituents that enhance the body's production and optimization and balance of those hormones. And the one that's most common that everybody has learned about is DIM. So diindolylmethane is a phyto hormone, so to speak, so that it acts in the body like an estrogen might, like a phytoestrogen might, but it has a balancing effect in the body, and it comes from a plant.
Right.
So
with same source as what our body's used to and experience.
Yeah, exactly.
And thank you for sharing and explaining that, because I don't think a lot of people understand that receptor sites, meaning all over our body, fit exactly with this phytonutrient that you're talking about, unlike a THC, right, where you're getting a high versus the phytocannabinoid. So can you explain a little bit difference between, people are thinking, I don't want to get that in my body, I don't want to be, have that high. Well, you're not going to with this. So can you explain the differences, right, between THC or even medical marijuana to just taking this like a vitamin, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now, medical marijuana has all of the components that we have in this product, along with the full component of THC, which is another type of cannabinoid in the plant. Okay, so they use the entire plant, and it's either in a vape, or they can smoke it, or they can take it in an oil, right? But it's the entire marijuana plant. Now, what we're working with is a breed of hemp. Okay, so what we've done, not me, but the company that I work with, they've been able to start cultivating these industrial hemp plants so that they're very high in the cannabinoids. And CBD, Julie, is just one cannabinoid. There's many cannabinoids in the plant, okay? And along with the cannabinoids, there's CBD, CBG, CBN, CBL. All of these different ones work synergistically. That's why the medical marijuana works, because they're using full plant. Now, in addition to CBD, there's a plant component called a terpene. Now, these are in all kinds of plants, but they're phytonutrients as well. There's over 40 of them that are active in this hemp plant, and they work synergistically with the cannabinoids. So you need the entire plant extract, and there are studies that show that the absorption and the effectiveness is enhanced by using the full plant extract as opposed to just a CBD isolate. So when we go back a couple of years, that's what hit the market first, were CBD isolate products, and they were mainly coming from outside the country. But they were taking this one cannabinoid, and an isolate means that you just extract that one component from the plant, and using that, because they could do it cheaply, they could manufacture it on a high end, and then just send it back over here, and people were starting to take it when the craze hit. But not everybody's getting results with that. In fact, very few people are, because they're not getting the full plant extract.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, so, is there a difference between, or I guess tell me, what is the difference between certain products that might be using the full plant or not? Is there certain ways at your pulling this, or the emulsion, the nano emulsion versus water soluble?
Yeah. Well, it starts with genetics, okay, and that's the plant genetics, and that's what Folium has done over a couple of different generations. Oops, I think I hit a button or something.
I think you're good.
Am I good? Okay. I just hit, there's a, okay. Oops. Wait a minute. Let me bring you back.
I can still see you.
Okay. I couldn't see you for a minute. Okay. There you go.
Okay,
So
good.
it starts with the plant genetics. And that's what Foley's been able to. So like if you take a standard industrial hemp plant, it looks like a stalk.
Right.
Okay. Almost like a corn stalk. But what they've done over the course of several years is take the genetics from that plant, cultivate it, and create more of a plant-like product that looks very similar to a marijuana plant, but it's not a marijuana plant. It's still industrial hemp. See, Folium Biosciences is who the manufacturer is of our product.
Okay.
And they are on the leading edge of making sure that they are in complete compliance with Section 7606 of the 2014 Farm Act.
Mm-hmm.
And what, there were different components to that too, Julian. And there's other products out there that have a full spectrum extract,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not THC free. By law, they're allowed to be at 0.03% THC and still be a dietary supplement.
Right. So I've heard about that. The allowable 0.03% allowable
Right.
THC.
Right.
However, I think a lot of people are still concerned with, okay, what may be the benefits of this product, but if I have to take a drug test at work or,
Right.
or in the job that I have, then which they have every right to still not allow, could I possibly test positive? So
The answer is yes.
Possibility. So
yes.
Tell me about that and what this product does.
Right.
Regarding.
So what Folium does that nobody else does, because it's a patented process, they have cultivated their plants to be naturally 0.03% THC, where other plants are much higher, and it has to be distilled down. But they've cultivated their plants to be naturally 0.03%. Then, through a patented chromatography process, they remove that final 3%. And they do it without denaturing the plant in any way, shape, or form. There are no solvents used. There are no chemicals used. There's no heat used. And heat will destroy it. Okay, so yeah, and that's a patented process. So really, the only full spectrum extract that is also 100% THC free can really only come from this manufacturer right now. There are other products that are THC free, but they're isolates. They're not full spectrum.
When they're stating THC free, it still could be the 0.03.
No. To say 100% free, they have to be at 0.
Have to be at 0. Okay.
Yeah.
So products like Charlotte's Web, the CBD, or Quicksilver,
they're at 0.03.
They're at 0.03 and not 100% free.
Correct. And if you do see, and if there's, I have seen some that are 100% free, but they're isolates. They're not full spectrum extracts. So we have a very unique product right now. Now I'm sure that won't last, forever, because everybody can reinvent everything. But that's what this company has done from day one. So it's taken them, 6 years to get to this point.
Yeah.
So we've got a head start.
Very cool. So what would that mean in regards to absorption? Because talking a lot with clients or providers even about any type of nutraceutical and how it breaks down or in the gut and how it's absorbed. Does that make a difference on how this is processed?
It does make a difference, because in addition to the extraction process, in addition to it being a full plant extract and THC free, it's also got a unique delivery method. They've actually been able to develop a water-soluble oil product. So it's a hemp oil product that is water-soluble. And they do this through a nano-emulsion delivery method. Now, what does that mean? Well, everybody, I think, in this day and age knows what liposomal is. Okay, liposomal is a fat delivery system, and it's got a weight of, I'd say, anywhere between 100 and 2,500 nanometers. Okay, so that doesn't mean a lot to most people, but when you go to a nano-emulsion water-soluble oil, it's a water-soluble product suspended in an oil,
Mm-hmm.
Then it's down to 25 nanometers. So we're like 3 to 5 times smaller than the smallest molecule on the market.
Wow. And of course,
That means
smaller, better absorption, right?
smaller is better, right? Better absorption into the cell. We get 3 to 5 times better absorption than even the liposomals that are out there.
Wow.
That's huge because that enables you to take less of the product because more gets into the cells.
Interesting. And that's another thing that I don't think a lot of people think of is when you're taking quality, that means the quantity you need to take isn't as much, whether it's
That's right.
or whatever it might be, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Talking
And
about, oh, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, on that note, just a good thing to point out is that with medical marijuana, it's still, it's very highly processed, and you're not getting. It's not like you're getting the benefit of the plant itself as much as you are with a product like this, because medical marijuana is still a drug.
Right.
Okay. This is not. This product is a dietary supplement. Now, the big difference is this. When you take this product, over time, you need less because it's actually fortifying and enhancing that endocannabinoid system so that it can work more efficiently on its own. And that's the big difference between what we do in nutrition and natural health to what pharmaceutical protocols, because the drug takes the place of the system or of the enzyme or of the organs production. It's going to take the place of it, so that eventually that shuts down because it doesn't need it.
Drug, right?
Yeah, and it has the drug, so if that system will shut down and rely, and that's how that the whole saying. Soon you come to rely on the drug forever because the system is shut down. With nutritional protocols, it's the complete opposite. Over time, you need less because it doesn't shut down; it gets strong.
That's awesome. So someone who might be taking miracle marijuana, could you see them, or there are different benefits to both? Could you see them transitioning into this product and still getting the benefits or even better long-term benefits?
Yeah, that's a great question because yes, even though, sometimes we sound like we're totally against all drugs, but we're not. There are time and a place for drug intervention.
Absolutely, but no one wakes up and wants to have them for the rest of their life.
Not for the rest of your life. So there's very possible that some of these patients in the medical marijuana arena can start there, get the help they need, get the relief they need, and then start working on a nutritional protocol to subsidize, back it up, enforce it, to eventually not needing the drug anymore and using only the nutritional component. And then over time, less and less of it. So it's almost like, we sell ourselves out of a cell, but it's good because that's what we want. We want people to not rely on it. We want to fix the body because there's a lot of people out there that need that kind of help.
Awesome. So with the cannabinoid system in our bodies, again, reiterating that it's a lot of central nervous system, nerves,
yes,
etc. Who else or what type of benefits can someone maybe expect from, after they're optimized with having this in their system?
The 4 major areas that have been addressed and that have had the best results are pain. Obviously, pain is a big neurological factor. Anxiety, okay, because anxiety is all neurotransmitter based. You have to have the right ones firing. You need the dopamine and the serotonin to fire, and if they're not, okay. So pain, anxiety, sleep, obviously, and so directly related. Pain can cause you to lose sleep. Anxiety is the biggest factor in sleep loss. Anxiety, the brain just doesn't shut off. You worry. So those 3 are so interwoven, but yet still separately in some respects. Top 3 right there. Next, everything from headaches to migraines to seizures. So brain-related pain and disorders. Well, those are the top ones.
And you just named pretty much everybody, right? Because when you're dealing with stress, you have more anxiety, which creates less sleep, which creates more pain and cycle. So, there's a very small few who may not benefit from this product,
Right.
right?
Very small.
You, you know, hit very something personal to me. For those who don't know, my and I've shared this with you before, but my daughter had seizures when she was little, and luckily she outgrew them. But going through that with a child is so stressful. I probably could have used some of this product myself. But as much as we absolutely loved our pediatrician, he was wonderful.
Yeah.
He didn't have this education to share with us, right? Most providers just don't understand or don't know the studies or the research or had taken the time to educate themselves on it. They're not going to prescribe or recommend something that they're not aware of, right? And I wish so much that we could have had a natural aid to help her and us as parents, you know, going through that time frame. So there are lots of studies, right, on seizures and health.
Yes, lots. There's I mean, you could just go to PubMed and type it in, and you'll find, you know, more than you could ever read on this on the effect that it has on the body, the brain, especially seizures, Parkinson's patients, everything. You know, the one thing that we have to make sure we don't do, and in the whole natural health industry, you know, not just with hemp or CBD, but, you know, we don't make any claims. We can't make any claims, and we don't. What we do is support body function. Okay, so that the body heals itself. Okay, we're not curing anything. We're supporting a function that has experienced some sort of extreme deficiency.
Yes.
Okay, and that deficiency
itself, right? Because it has the right nutrients.
Right.
Deficient is where we see disease and inflammation starting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about another, you know, very debilitating type of disease coming on is arthritis and rheumatoid versus, you know, different types. Do you see, because that's pain, that's not necessarily neurological, do you see a lot of relief?
Yeah. Now, you know, with something like that, that's a little more complicated because you'll get some pain relief, but you still have to address the problem. You still have to reverse what's causing the enhanced arthritis. Now, whether that is, and that's another nutritional component as well, you know, and maybe it's something you got to take out of your diet, or maybe it's a deficiency. You know, one of the major deficiencies that's caused the increase in arthritis, and especially the increase in osteoarthritis, bone-related arthritis, is the deficiency of vitamin K2. You know, we've talked about D3 forever, right? But K2, now we found that that's a major part of this deficiency, keeping that calcium out of the blood and into the bones.
The bones and teeth, that's right. It works very synergistically together. And I think that's what so many people forget too, is there's not one thing that cures all. And I so appreciate your honesty, you know, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on, to be able to share with more people, is that you'll talk straight and, you know, talk about what will help and will not help, but we've got so many other factors. The body's like the inner workings of a clock, right? And we need to have healthy lifestyle diet, and what we're putting in.
Like what you're doing. Yeah. You got it's a lifestyle, and you got to bring the faction in. But, you know, I want to make sure everybody understands that this deficiency issue is related to the hemp and the CBD phenomenon. Because if you go back a second, let's just go back to K2 for a quick second. Why do we have a deficiency of vitamin K2? Where did it come? There's always, you got to ask that why question. Why?
Big proponent of why.
Why? Because the major source of vitamin K2 in our diets is grass-fed beef products. So beef, cheese, dairy, butter, grass-fed, all of them. But for what? The last 30, 40 years, what have we been eating? Corn-fed, grain-fed products. When a cow doesn't eat grass, it doesn't make vitamin K2. There's the cause of the deficiency. Calcium's not the problem.
Fermented foods. We don't have a lot of that in our diet.
That's the only other place you can get it, and we don't have
it. That's something I can't stomach either.
So let's go back to cannabinoids, phytocannabinoids, and the endocannabinoid system. You know, where did the deficiency start? Well, we can take that back to about 1937, when they completely outlawed every single aspect of the cannabis plant. Everything. That was back in Reefer Madness days. Okay? And that's what happens. We took it completely cold turkey out of our society, except for the illegal use. Well, over a couple of generations, what's going to happen? You're going to have a deficiency created.
Yeah.
And so that's why when you add it back in now, it's having a profound effect, because it's addressing a deficiency nothing else is addressing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was used, I mean, in juices and salads. I mean, it was a plant like many other plants and vegetables that we used to eat.
Yeah, and it was in our environment as well, Julie. It was, you know, in cloth and things that we made and wore and used.
Yes.
It was the most used plant on the planet at this point. And it is in a lot of other countries still.
Right.
It still is. So now at least we have the opportunity to address this, you know, this deficiency, get it into people's hands. You know, this product being a full spectrum extract that's 100% THC free, it can be sold in all 50 states. It can be sold across all state lines. It has absolute immunity from all of the recreational laws and the medical laws. It's a completely different.
So you're providing this to a lot of doctors right now, right?
Yes.
For their patients, and again, across all 50 states. That's impressive. I mean, that's really important for people to know. It's absolutely legal, 100% THC free.
Yes.
All 50 states.
Mm-hmm.
And you had a bottle. Can you lift that up and show us what that looks like really quick? Awesome. Yeah. And how many, what's the quantity in the size?
Well, it's a month supply, 30 little soft gel pearls, we call them. And they're real small. I mean, I'll show you, because it's a really tiny soft gel. It's a little pearl. It's not like the big fish oil, you know, capsules. And they're really small and easy to take. And most people, one a day is all they're going to need. Now, some people, like your husband maybe, big guys, they may need a little bit more. They may need 2 a day, okay? But most people get by with one soft gel a day. And it depends on the situation, too, and on the person, you know, and how extreme the condition is. They may need more. Right. May need a loading dose, you know, and then they can, over time, back it down. And eventually, you know, use it as any other type of vitamin when needed.
Now you're, like I said, providing this to doctors and clinics and providers in health, but you're also going to offer this to my Pro Health Share Insiders, correct?
Just for you. Just for you.
Awesome. Thank you. So I know retail, this sells for about, what, $109 a bottle. But
yeah, I've seen it up as high as $129, $130 a bottle.
Wow. But again, Pro Health Share Insiders are only going to pay $89 if you are interested. So if you're interested to learn more information or order from Joe, where you need to go is meziholistics.com/contact. The link is right below. Again, meziholistics.com/contact. And email Joe. We are going to actually, in that email, very, very important, you must, in the subject line, put PHS 89. So that's for Pro Health Share, $89. Again, in the subject line, if you want to check out, the promo code is PHS 89. Now, if you're a doctor provider, you want to contact Joe, then make sure in the subject line you put PHS provider. And then you guys can get in contact with the medical credentialing that you would need to be able to have that in their clinic.
Right.
Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate it. You're awesome.
Julie, anybody that is a professional healthcare provider, any licensed professional, you don't have to be an MD, you know, it could be any licensed professional. That's who we're going to be working with primarily.
Right. MDs, NDs, NPs.
Everybody. Yeah, anybody that's licensed. Correct.
Okay. Thank you so much again, Joe. I appreciate it.
Pleasure as always, Julie. Great to see you.
You.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys. So comment below. We want to hear from you. Take what you learned from Joe. What was your biggest ahas, your insights? Comment below and be specific. If you have any other questions or concerns, you never know what you share how it could influence someone else. Also, don't forget, go to prohealthshare.com, become a Pro Health Insider, so you can get the most up-to-date content and information that we just don't share anywhere else. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Remember, you deserve to be the healthiest and happiest you. We'll catch you next time.